Welcome to another edition of the Insider Hoop Scoop. I'm Jarret Johnson. I'm joined by the mighty Joe Yeager. Mighty Joe, man, another beautiful and hot day here on the Texas Tech campus. But how are you doing today, man?
Doing pretty good, man. Supposed to crack the century mark later this afternoon, but no humidity because it's been really sticky around here lately, but it's cleared off, and when that happens, the heat really comes in, and so it's kind of a trade-off, but not too bad.
Yeah, it's not. I mean, it makes a huge difference going to Dallas here for the Metroplex Arlington for the Big 12 Media Days here. I know it's going to be humid and sticky, like you said, as opposed to this West Texas climate. But, man, speaking of summer weather here, it's NBA Summer League time, and, man, the Red Raiders have a lot of representation nowadays, a lot of guys tearing it up. I want to start with Zhaire Smith. He's a guy we've talked about a lot. I mean, what a meteoric rise that guy had through 1 year here at Texas Tech, was a one and done, went to the NBA, and then, man, to say he suffered a lot of adversity would be a huge understatement. Joe, just kind of give the viewers out there who may not be unfamiliar with what Zhaire went through his rookie year in the NBA, just like what he did go through.
Yeah, he had, two things. He had an injury, and then he had the food poisoning or food allergy situation, which resulted in some damage to the esophagus. He lost a heck of a lot of weight. 40 pounds, yeah. I think he was down around like 160. You know, and that's a guy who was about 6'4", or so, down to 160. That's too dang skinny. So it was a serious situation, and needless to say, that just pretty much destroyed his rookie season. But he seems like he has completely turned the corner, and he's ready to roll now.
Yeah, speaking of that, he's rolling through the Summer League. He had 10 points last Friday against the Bucks. Of course, he's playing for the 76ers. And then 14 points against the Celtics on Saturday. And then check this, man. Though the Sixers got smoked in the Summer League, but they got smoked by the Oklahoma City Thunder. Zhaire Smith, I believe the Sixers were plus 25 when he was out there. He played 17 minutes. He scored 18 points, pulled down 5 rebounds, and dished out 3 assists in 17 minutes. So Zhaire is back, and I'm expecting big things from him in the actual league, next fall and winter, and spring. So I'm really excited to see him come back. I knew that, of course, just kind of the overview. I knew he had the foot fracture, and I heard he had a food allergy, but I didn't know he had lost that much weight. I didn't know he was hospitalized. I didn't know about the hole in the esophagus. That's all serious, really serious stuff. And I hate that he had to go through that, but watching his highlights, I mean, he's throwing down just like he, there in the Summer League, just like he did here in Lubbock and in the Big 12. So it's good to see that from Zhaire. Keenan Evans is another guy who's tearing it up in the Summer League. He's playing for Memphis. He scored 20 points against Cleveland on Wednesday, and then followed that up with 16 against the Pacers on Saturday. They play the Suns 6:30 Tuesday night, which is tonight. So that'll be interesting to see. Keenan, I mean, he looks like Keenan Evans to me. I hope that guy gets the opportunity.
Yeah, he should. I mean, he started off, he had a 2-way contract, I believe, and it was looking really, really good. And then that contract was negated, and he was shuffled off to another franchise. I really do. I think it's just a matter of time. I mean, he's going to have to be patient. But I do believe that he is going to play in the NBA, right, at some point down the line. How much or what sort of a career he has, I don't know. But I think he's going to get up there, and he will be one of those rare Red Raiders who's actually suited up in an NBA game at some point. He's got the ability.
I think he can be a deep rotation guy. I think he can have like an NBA journeyman type career where he, is maybe the 8th guy off the bench or something like that. But, I mean, when he comes in, plays defense, is a ball handler, can get to the rack, I think he can do that at the highest level of the sport. I really, truly believe that. And he's showing, at least in the Summer League, that he's one of the best players in all of the Summer League. So I hope Keenan gets that opportunity. Like you said, I expect him to. All right, Matt Mooney, man, he's tearing it up. He's, the thing about all these guys is they look exactly like they did in college. It's not like they're struggling once they get against some of these NBA-type players in the Summer League. Matt Mooney is playing for Atlanta. Of course, he scored 9 points against the Bucks on Saturday, and then he had 7 points and is this not a Matt Mooney type number here? 5 steals the other day against the Timberwolves on Sunday. So they take on the Pacers 4:30 Tuesday today, which is today when we tape this. So What do you think about Matt Mooney's chances? And I mean, he's looking pretty good. I saw some highlights, some step back threes he made, and some jumpers, and of course all those steals that we saw him do so many times last season.
Yeah, that's, I mean, you know how it is in the NBA. You can carve yourself out a career as a role player.
Absolutely.
Okay, if you have one particular skill that you can do so well that you're one of the better guys in that area in the NBA, then you could stick around for a long time. And you know, I was talking all last year about how, listen, Matt Mooney to me is the best defensive guard I've seen at Texas Tech since Jeff Taylor. Way back in the early 80s, and Jeff Taylor had himself an NBA career. So Matt Mooney, when I see these stats, like these 5 steals, I'm like, that's the Matt Mooney we know.
Yeah.
That's a guy who has the ability to be a lockdown guard at that level. And so, yeah, I mean, I think he's got a future there. You know, I mean, he was undrafted. I think a lot of people thought, well, yeah, you know, Matt Mooney, what does he really have a shot? But, you know, I think it's a real possibility. I really do.
I think more so with the way he's playing in the summer league. Now, it's not the end-all, be-all. I mean, they factor in a lot of things. They factor in a lot of times with younger guys, potential, just how good can they be. But I think if there's some smart GMs out there, they'll see that Matt Mooney, like you said, can play a role on an NBA team. A couple other notes. Tariq Owens hasn't scratched yet for Phoenix. Maybe he will Tuesday night. I'm not sure what's going on there with him, but I noticed he didn't play in the first summer league game. And another note, Jarrett Culver, he's officially a Minnesota Timberwolf now, and they announced he will not be playing in the Las Vegas Summer League. So have to wait to see Jarrett Culver play for the Timberwolves at a later date. But Mighty Joe, great stuff from you as always. Thank y'all for watching, and until next time.